Hi, part two discussion on my individual cerebral palsy. So, yeah, the muscle movements and motor control or muscle control you have in your tongue and your face and just everything. It could cause differences in how one speaks or how one forms words. And there's also differences in like the differences in your muscles. You can either be very spastic, which is kind of jerky movements. You can be stiff. You can be, I believe the word is ataxic, where you're very, very loose and you can't control your muscles because they're, I've heard the term floppy. Um, I am kind of in the middle. Like if I jump, that's spastic, that's stiff. But I can control my muscles more so than some people I know, and then I know some people who can control their muscles more than I can, and so there's a varying, range of people with CP. Some can walk. I used to be able to. Well, I'm sure I still could. It does take a lot of practice. I could walk when I was younger using a walker. I haven't practiced in a while. I don't own a walker. Well, I do right now own one, but I haven't practiced in so long. Um, my, excuse me, I just ate breakfast. My parents, I don't know what happened to my walker. When we moved to Texas from New York, I think they lost a lot of my help aids. I remember having a walker still, but coming, I think when I was 9 or 10, it disappeared, and I don't know what happened. And so, I had those leg braces. They're called AFOs. That go almost, well, mine went almost to my knee. I'm sure there's different kinds. They're plastic, and they are held on your foot and leg with Velcro. And I really, kids don't really enjoy being put in all that stuff, but I found it helpful because they kept my legs straighter. And those things were heavy. I tell you what, they're just plastic. You pick them up, and they're as light as a feather. You put them on your leg, and you're like, oh my gosh, my leg weighs a ton, right? So, um, but I really felt like they helped me, and they kept my feet straight, and I had to wear them every day, and so my parents would put them on me in the morning, and they wouldn't take them off me until nighttime. I was ready to go to bed, and so that helped with my how my feet grew also, because the stiffer you are, you can see, like, I don't, you probably saw in that video where I was getting on the toilet how my left foot like turns in so drastically, like seriously, it almost can turn around like backwards almost, and it doesn't hurt me. I'm used to it, but people are so funny. They're like, "Doesn't that hurt you? Oh my god!" And I do this thing. It's called W sitting, and I don't know how every single person with CP does this thing. You're sitting on the floor, and everyone can do it, but people with CP just have this look about them, I guess. And people without CP, they have to get up in a few minutes. It's going to hurt their bones. But we just sit like that. It's called W sitting, and we just all do it. But it could, that may contribute to why my feet could turn backwards. I don't know. um, so when I was a kid, and even now, even as an adult now, I'm getting used to my voice because you rarely hear your voice on film, and so when I hear it, it's like, oh my gosh, do I sound like that? And I had to get over that doing these videos. And I would never want to, like, as a kid, like, talk. I mean, I talked a lot, but I was just aware of how I sounded to other people. And maybe I was a little embarrassed, or I was something, or maybe people wouldn't understand what I'm saying because of my speech impediment. Um, but if you know somebody, or you have CP, or you have a child, or something, encourage them to talk. Encourage them to use their hands and do whatever they can do. My parents, uh, I think they did this a little bit late. I remember when I was 6 and 7, they were doing this. I hope they did it earlier in my life. You can see, that my left eye is a lazy eye, and that is due to my CP. So what they would do, they put a patch over my right eye, and so I'd only have to see, be able to see with my left eye. Um, that helps. That helps, and I don't know if they did it for the length of time recommended, or I really have no idea. I don't remember, but I remember having a patch over my good eye. There's so many things you can do to help people, help your child, help yourself. Let me see what else about CP, but it's just such a varying degree of different, of ranges and things. And Jason put a video the other day about needing help. And it's not that we're trying to just sit there and like bother people all day. Like, hey, let's see if they'll help us do this. And but no, really, it's because people. It's because we need it. We're at Walmart and we can't reach the top shelf, or we can't reach the bottom shelf, or something's going on. But to me, I don't know if this is, I hope this is you too. I'm sure it is. But I would help just anybody at all. I don't care who they are, little kid, adult, elderly, whoever they are. I don't care. Someone says, hey, can you help me? Sure. Even we open the door for people. If we're going through the door and we see someone's coming, Jason or I will open the door for somebody, and it's like, and their reaction is weird. Like, they kind of think we got stuck in the door, because maybe they're not used to somebody disabled opening the door for them. But we're like, no, we're holding it open for you. And they're like, oh, thank you. Like, yeah, we're nice people. Come on now, No, but we do what we can for others, and we do hope others do what they can for us. And we get a little shy and nervous to ask, because it's, but some people are very helpful, and some maybe don't know. They're like, what are they asking me to do? No, we're just asking for the thing that's right there that we can't reach. Come on. No, it's okay. But CP is a wide, it's such an interesting topic to me. But I think I would be interested in it if I didn't have CP. You never know what your life would be like if it was different, but I really hope I would be interested in everything I'm interested in now. But if you guys are more interested in learning about cerebral palsy, I had a friend once, and his brother has cerebral palsy, and the friend told me, he just really didn't know about it. Like, it was back in the 60s and 70s, when it was just getting, and there wasn't a lot of information about it. But to me, that was odd. I'm like, well, dude, this is your own brother, right? You've lived with him, right? Like, I mean, and he's like, well, yeah, but I just didn't know. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, it's okay. I'm like, people want to be treated the way you want to be treated. If you dropped a pen and it slid over just someone else's desk, you would be like, hey, so and so, can you grab my pen for me, please? It's the same thing. But my video is about to cut out in a few seconds. Oh my gosh, I have not figured out how to get this. I will be right back in 2 seconds.